We're going to use the formulas that are given to us to find areas. And we have area of a rectangle, area of a triangle, parallelogram, which is the same thing as a rectangle, and then we have area of a square. So we're going to use these formulas that are given to us to be able to answer the question. So we want to find a rectangle with the length 7 and a width 1. So we have it drawn here with length 7, width 1. The area is our length times our width. So our area is going to be 7 times 1, which is going to equal 7. In this case, it happens to be yards, so we have yards squared. When we have a square, so it says we have a square here with 2 meters on each side. The square means all the sides are the same. So the formula for a square is A equals S squared. So it's A equals, in this case, 2 squared, which equals 4. And it happens to be meters, so it's meters squared. Now we're going to find the area of a triangle. And so the area of a triangle is base, 1/2 of the base times the height. And that's given on the first slide. So we have that area, so we just fill it in. So area equals 1/2. The base is 12. So we'll put the 12 for the bases. And the height happens to be 5. And the base and height are always connected by this right angle. And so we have both of them. So if we do the math, we will get 30. And it's millimeters, so we have millimeters squared. So area is always a square, in this case 30 millimeters squared. Now when we're looking at a parallelogram, it's the same thing as a rectangle, which is pretty much our base, our length, times the height. So we have our base of 11 and height of 9, so we can substitute those numbers in, and I use parentheses for my substitution, which is multiplication. So I end up with my answer, 99, in this case happens to be feet squared. Our last type of areas are circles, and the area of a circle is simply the pi times r squared. So we need to know the radius on each of these. Well, the first one, they give us the radius, so it's 3. So the area is going to be pi times 3 squared, which is 9, and I'm going to leave it with the pi. So I'm going to go 9 pi. I'm not going to solve it with what pi is. I'm just going to leave it there. And so just 9 pi. Now this next problem has the diameters. So we have to find the radius. Well, to find the radius, we have to cut the diameter in half. So I'm going to divide by 2, which will give me 10.5. And once I have the radius, I can substitute in area equals 10.5, and I'm going to square that times pi. And so if we square that, so when we square that, we're going to get 110.25, and I'm going to leave the pi as part of my answer. And I forgot to put the label on this one, which is centimeters squared, and this one happens to be meters squared. So always put the label with it as well.